Hey y'all, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you taking time out of y'all's busy schedule, stop in and see what it is I'm up to. It is Monday, the 26th of September, 2022. It's currently about 90 degrees out there, 58% humidity. It's easy enough to breathe, but it still takes the temp up to about 95, feels like temperature. 32 degrees Celsius, feels a few degrees warmer. We are off to the daughters to go to dinner. I guess the big thing going right now is the hurricane moving its way up through the Gulf, and it's got it seems like it's pretty much set to come in anywhere from Tampa into the Big Bend area. Wherever it comes in, Florida's going to get deluged. I mean, we're going to be getting rain all the way up the coast, from the Keys all the way up through Jacksonville, probably up into Georgia, just depending exactly where it makes landfall and how quickly it falls apart. But Florida's going to get a lot of rain. We're forecast to be anywhere from 125 from 75 to 125 miles from the storm center. So we're still going to be getting a lot of rain. Now, the St. Johns River flows north. It starts down around Orlando and flows north until it exits here in Jacksonville. Oh, girls. Don't run across the street like that. Where was I? Yeah, okay, so it exits, it moves out into the ocean at Mayport. You may have seen, I've got a few videos down at the little jetties, and I show the Coast Guard station and what have you. So that's where the mouth of the St. Johns River is. But this storm is going to be coming from the south to the north and laying down rain, and a lot of that water basin from around Orlando and whatnot all the way up runs down into the St. Johns River. And the storm's going to be dumping more as it's coming up. So the water that's to the south is going to take longer. It's going to be fighting the other water to try to flow down to the river. On top of that, we're setting up, just like Irma, the way the storm is coming and dropping so much rain up the coast, as it moves its way up the state. The winds are going to be driving the water back into the river, because it'll be coming kind of from the east and hooking in and pushing the water upstream at the mouth of the river. So the storm itself is going to have a large impact on that water, but then each time the tide comes in, it'll come in further because of the wind, and then it won't be able to, all that water that came in can't get back out like it normally would. So it's a compounding thing. It's just constantly more and more water being added. So even though Jacksonville is on the extreme verge of the storm, or on the verge of the storm, and we're not expecting like the high winds or whatever, uh, we will be getting a lot of water, probably a lot of flooding in areas that are prone to flooding. So some winds, I mean, up to 75 mile an hour or whatever. It's not going to be any fun, but it's not going to be a full-on hurricane. So I think my brother's going to ride it out at the mobile home, possibly in his van, depending on how bad it gets. I'm going to be at my son's house, which it was built in the 30s or something like that. So it's been through a couple storms. No major damage. So there for a while, it looked like it wasn't going to impact us hardly at all. As of like last night, even it looked like it was going to be coming in further to the west, closer to Tallahassee, and we wouldn't have been getting much at all other than some rain. Although, like Miami would have been getting light rain, not like it's going to be getting now. But the storm, the latest predictions have it coming a little closer to the east. So, got most things stocked. I'm going to stop at the store on the way home tonight, grab a couple of things to take with me to my son's house. If I can find it, I'm not going to be hitting a bunch of stores up. But I'll be headed out about 2 a.m. or a little after to go to his house, so I can run them out to the airport. They need to be at the airport by 3:30, so they can leave at 5:30, and they'll arrive at SeaTac, Seattle, Tacoma, Washington, somewhere around 10 o'clock in the morning, because they cross three time zones. So it'll be 10 o'clock there. I don't know what time it'll be here. It's still well, I don't know. How does that work? I guess it'll still be 10 o'clock here. No. It'll be 1 o'clock here. Right? Time zones get me all the time. Used to get so confused calling home when I was stationed out in Arkansas, thinking I was calling at a decent hour and wake mom and dad up. So, anyhow, that's the state of things the way it is right now. I've got all the trash out. The sinks are cleaned out. The only thing I really need to do before I leave tonight is turn off all my incidentals that I leave running all the time, like the fans, turn my computer off. I'm not going to be there for a week. So, and if I do go back, it doesn't take long to boot back up again, but mainly, like, I keep a fan running in the bathroom, I keep a fan running in the kitchen, and of course the air conditioner in my bedroom, various lights. I'll turn all that off. I may leave a couple of my USB fans running. Maybe the USB lights outside. So cut down as much power consumption as I can while I'm gone for the week. I don't know about y'all, but I'm sure it's happening there too. Our fuel prices for the electric, man, I actually pay more in fuel costs than I do in electric. I pay the electric company more for their fuel use than I do on the electric. My bill was, well, maybe not quite. My bill was $137, and 57 of that was fuel cost. So that left me with what, like an $80 bill. So the $80 bill would have been good. Even like, $85 or $90, which is what it would have been before. But man, they quadrupled the cost on the fuel. That hurts. It cuts down on other stuff. So, like I said, I know other people are suffering from the same thing, and I've heard that like people in England are going to be paying astronomical prices for their power this year, gas and electric. And people here are going to be paying astronomical for fuel, heating fuel and electric, and it's going to be, you're going to be having to make a choice on staying warm or eating. That's terrible. That's a sweet looking little 4Runner. I like that. So, yeah, I mean, prices are just rising and rising and rising on everything. I think right now fuel is the only thing that's been kind of dropping in price, but that's because we're hitting up our national reserves, which we shouldn't be doing. And I'm pretty sure that by the 10th of November, prices will be back up, or headed back up. So, anyway, we're about the end of the run for today, people. I appreciate y'all coming along and listening to me ramble around. But let me know what you think. Give me a thumbs down, a thumbs up. Leave me a comment wherever it is y'all leave. Oh, nice bookshelf. Wherever it is y'all leave comments on your internet access device of choice. If you'd like to share me around your social media, that'd be fandoculous. If your loved ones are nearby, give them a kiss and a hug. If they're not, give them a call. Hit them up on Facebook. Let them know you think about them. Let them know you love them. We ain't promised tomorrow, people. We ain't promised our next breath. Until I see you all again, I hope you have a fandoculous day. Sláinte, y'all.